The Stormers get the win, 44 points to 21 in Cape Town. A really good game of rugby. This was actually a very entertaining game of rugby. I honestly didn't think it would pan out the way it did. Obviously, at the end of the day, the scoreboard flatters the Stormers. The Stormers were the better team, but Cardiff really put up a massive fight. All credit goes to Cardiff. They look really good, and I honestly do suspect that in coming years, they'll be a lot better come playoff time, and we could even see a quarterfinal win from them going forward because they look really good. And I mean, going to Cape Town and trying to win a game against the Stormers for a playoff game in that atmosphere is always going to be extremely difficult. But in this video, I'm going to be going over some of the stats, seeing who was the top performers, just giving my review of the game. But yeah, what a game. And if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. All the content coming out now from the URC, the internationals are coming up. Those are going to be absolutely electric. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So I cannot wait for that. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Now, getting to some of the stats of the game. Some of the key stats I realize I always start off with this one stat, the 22-meter entries and average points scored. Now, the Stormers had 13 22-meter entries and they scored an average of 2.9 points per entry. Cardiff, 4 entries and 5.2 average points per entry. 5.2 average points per entry is extremely good for this Cardiff team. The only other thing I will say is only having 4 entries is not enough to try win a rugby game right now. I mean, 13 entries for the Stormers, averaging 2.9, still will be more than 4 entries, averaging 5.2 points per entry. So that's one thing where the Cardiff team will probably look to get better next season, is just capitalizing and trying to get into the better areas of the field more often, and like giving yourself more of an opportunity more often as well in the game. Just looking at some of the other stats in the game, 7 line breaks for the Stormers, only 5 for Cardiff. That's still pretty good, pretty close there. Carries 119 carries to the Stormers, only 73 carries for Cardiff. Cardiff really didn't play that much rugby in this game. That's definitely evident from the stats and what we saw in the game. I mean, Cardiff did well when they had the ball, but they certainly did not have the ball very often, and they really didn't play that much rugby. They were kind of trying to force the Stormers to make mistakes, but the Stormers were just capitalizing when they could. They were chucking the ball around and playing some very good rugby as well. 26 kicks each, 266 post-contact meters for the Stormers and 193 for Cardiff. Looking at the defensive stats here, 4 dominant tackles for the Stormers, 0 for Cardiff. 94 tackles made for the Stormers. Cardiff forced to make 138 tackles. Tackles missed, Cardiff with 26. Stormers with half of that with 13. So that's already a stat where you can see there the 22-meter entries, the average points per entry, and then obviously the tackles missed really does make a big impact in this game, as well as the post-contact meters, of course, because the Stormers, the Cardiff misses those tackles, the Stormers break those tackles, they get those post-contact meters, they give the offloads, they keep the ball alive, and that's where they become extremely dangerous on the field. So the Stormers, you can't let them get those little breaks, you can't let them get those half breaks, because every single player in the Stormers team plays really good rugby, especially when they're getting quick ball, when they kind of find those little half caps and they can just get their arms free and keep the ball alive. That's when all the Stormers players play really well. I mean, Evan Roos, an open player, is very good. Paul de Villiers is extremely quick as well. Ben Jason Dixon had a phenomenal game today. And Statistical, the man of the match, and rightfully so. This guy was absolutely incredible. One of the best ball carrying props probably right now in the world. He's explosive. He used to play 8-man, so that makes a lot of sense. And I mean, moving him to prop was an absolute masterclass, whoever did that. It's absolutely the perfect position for him right now. So Statistical playing some phenomenal rugby, and I think he thoroughly deserves some Springbok game time this year. He definitely deserves a cap. He definitely deserves some game time as well. Alright, so just looking at some of the other stats as well. The ruck speed, 5.1 second average for the Stormers, 6.1 second average for Cardiff, nearly 6.2 seconds. That is extremely slow rucks. I think Cardiff needs to get that ball out quicker. They needed to just try something. It almost felt sometimes as if Cardiff wasn't trying enough. They were just trying to see if things were going to happen for them, which is unfortunate because this team did play well, but you can clearly see that there is little things they could have done to just maybe keep the scoreboard a bit closer. But that being said, this Cardiff team did really well with what they had. I mean, they went all the way to Cape Town. Everybody was against them. I mean, a very hostile atmosphere as well, and they put up a pretty good performance, and I do think the scoreboard flatters the Stormers a little bit. So obviously looking at the set piece, Stormers won 100% of the scrums, 100% of the line out wins. Cardiff with a 67% scrum win, which is not the best, especially from a Welsh team with a lot of Welsh internationals in the front row as well. So that's something they're going to have to work on going into next season, because obviously now this season is over. So a 67% scrum win rate is unacceptable at this level. So that's something that they'll definitely look to kind of improve going forward. Line out win percentage 91, very good. That's one thing we've been realizing. The line out win percentages from yesterday's games and today's games for all the teams have been very good, But Munster against the Bulls, they got out-scrummed. They lost most of their scrums as well. Same with Cardiff, 6 scrums and only winning 67% of those. So 4 out of 6 scrums. Honestly, if you do win those 2 extra scrums, you can do a lot more from that. And if there were penalties to the other side, that could also be giving up points. So Cardiff going to have to work on that going forward. And just some of the other stats as well. I mean, passes, Stormers 141, ball carries 119, post contact meters 266. They completely beat Cardiff in all those kind of aspects of passing, ball carries, and post contact meters and line breaks. So stats wise, the Stormers dominated all the stats. On the field, it didn't really look like the Stormers dominated all that much. They played very well. They took their opportunities. They dominated at near the end of the game in the second half. They dominated on occasions, but they didn't really... It feels for me like the Stormers could have definitely won this game by further. They probably weren't at their absolute best, but they still did play some very good rugby. Now, looking at some of the best performers from the game, the individual performances, Sasha and Ngomazulu with 11 points. Hopefully, it's not a major injury. I think it just looked like a bit of a cramp or pulling a muscle. JJ Kotze was the last try scorer. 18 carries for Damian Willems, so he was all over today. Paul de Villiers with 16 tackles completed. Another big performance from him. 47 successful passes for Imad Khan. Imad Khan was really good today. He really impressed me. I was very happy that they gave him the opportunity because he's one of those guys that just seems to seamlessly fit into the senior level of rugby. He understands the speed of the game. He understands the momentum. He understands when to do certain things. His decision making is extremely well polished. And I think he is honestly one of those guys that I can see him getting some Springbok caps this year. I really can. I know there's a lot of talk of guys like Hashim Peed and all those guys, but I'd love to see Embrose Papir and Imad Khan get a lot more Springbok caps this year, or even for Imad Khan get his debut this year, because he is a very quality player and he plays the game at that level the right way. And I think the way he plays really suits this kind of style that the Springbok coaches want from a player. So Imad Khan, definitely one to watch. Bulked up as well physically. He's looking good. He's looking physical. We did all right on the wing at the end of the game as well. He was a very confident player today, and that's what we love from him. That little grubber 50-22 was absolutely spectacular. Damian Willems with 5 defenders beaten. Paul de Villiers with 2 turnovers, 1, and Ruan now with 1 line break. So not one Cardiff player leading the stats for the game. That just kind of shows you where the dominance was in the game, where the balance of power was. But that being said, Cardiff showed up and did exactly what we thought they were going to do. They pitched up. They played a good game. They played tough. They were tough to beat. They stuck in there. They got really stuck in. They held on almost until the end of the game. They just couldn't get it done. And the Stormers did very well to just grind them down, run them around the park, and kind of run them off their feet at the end of the game. But a very good game. Next up, Stormers versus whoever wins between Leinster and Lions, I think. So if the Lions do win, I think it's a semi-final in Cape Town. If Leinster wins, it's a semi-final in Ireland. It's going to be an absolutely awesome game next week, but I will be doing a review from the whole weekend's results, a bit of a team of the week as well. There should be a few players from this game in there as well. But if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.